Now, staying with China, let's look at its other diplomatic endeavors. Even though it's bullying Taiwan, it is also courting Taiwan's biggest backer, the United States of America. Now, it's no secret that Sino-US ties have hit a rocky patch, and that's an understatement. But while the jibes and condemnation take place in public, in private, there's been a lot of shuttle diplomacy. The US and China have been holding a string of high-level visits in recent months, all to gear up for a potential meeting between Joe Biden and Xi Jinping. And that meeting is expected soon. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi is visiting the US tomorrow. He'll meet Secretary of State Antony Blinken and National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. This should set the groundwork for Xi Jinping to visit the US next month. And the Chinese president himself has issued a statement now. He says that China is willing to cooperate with the US. Here's our report.
The China-US relationship is chaotic. It tends to blow hot and cold. Last night, there was almost a warm, fluffy glow surrounding these ties. Chinese President Xi Jinping sent a letter with some hopeful words America's way. He said China was willing to cooperate with the US. Both sides had to manage their differences and work together to respond to global challenges. He wants stable Sino-US ties built on mutual respect, peaceful coexistence, and win-win cooperation. All very poetic. Xi's letter wasn't completely optimistic, of course. He did mention a right way to get along and how it was crucial for the world. But overall, the letter ignited hopes of a potential meeting between Xi Jinping and Joe Biden. We'll get to that meeting in a moment. But before that, we should clarify that Xi's letter wasn't addressed to Biden. It was sent to an American non-profit organization dedicated to Sino-US relations. For years, the organization was led by Henry Kissinger, the former Secretary of State who actually forged America's relations with China. Kissinger has usually been lauded by China, so maybe Biden and his team shouldn't give Xi's letter too much importance. But nonetheless, it does signal a thaw in the frosty ties. That's something both Washington and Beijing have been working towards. Every month, you see a high-level bilateral meeting. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken went to Beijing in June. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen went in July. China's top diplomat, Foreign Minister Wang Yi, has been meeting American officials continuously, and he'll meet them again tomorrow in Washington.
During his visit to the United States, Foreign Minister Wang Yi will have in-depth exchanges of views with the top US officials on China-US relations. Also, international and regional issues of common concern, as well as friendly exchanges with people from all walks of life in the US, in order to make clear China's principal position and legitimate concerns on China-US relations. We hope that the US side will work with the Chinese side.
The hopes are that Wang Yi's visit will pave the way for the big event, a meeting between Xi Jinping and Joe Biden in the US next month. The Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit is taking place in San Francisco in about 3 weeks. Both Washington and Beijing seem to want Xi to attend it and meet Biden on the sidelines. But while it seems that their goals are aligned, the antics and posturing by both sides may still play spoiler. The US has imposed new chip export controls on China. It's also released a report on China's military activity, which Beijing didn't take kindly to at all.
First of all, this US report is the same as similar reports it released earlier. It ignores facts, it is full of bias and spreads the China threat theory in order to make excuses for maintaining its own military hegemony.
That scathing attack was from a few days ago. It shows how tenuous the situation is and how there's no guarantee that the Biden-Xi meet will take place. But even if it does, will anything meaningful come out of it?